Valley Club, there's a training mat shortage right now in Marvel Strike Force. What is the best way to mitigate this issue? We also have the announcement that level cap 105 is coming. What should you do to prep for it right now? And how important will Hercules and Jean Grey be for that Omega Red unlock? We're discussing all of these things and more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. Joining me from the final cell of Kyln Tower is my brother Dacier. And if you're ready for all of these topics and more, then brother Dacier, let him know what to do.
Let's go smash it.
And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin, this is Dacier, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this every week. We take a little break for the holidays, but do this every single week, keep you up to date on everything that has happened and is upcoming in Marvel Strike Force. And if you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell for even more Marvel Strike Force content. How has your year been so far in Marvel Strike Force, brother Dacier?
New year, new level cap coming, which we're gonna be talking about that.
Oh yeah, you need a lot of gold, a lot of training mats for that level cap coming, and I'm not prepared, and it doesn't appear the rest of the community is either. Top voted comment on Reddit or top voted post on Reddit. We need more training mats. Update the stores. How are you doing with your training mats? Are you running a shortage of your training mats right now?
So I honestly didn't think I was until I kind of took a stockpile, because I just took Hercules up to that level 100 mark.
Yes.
And just for the L4s, I have enough to do about one character and then about 3/4 of another. But that doesn't calculate like the purple and everything. So actually started yesterday, actually buying more training mats from the arena store just to make sure I was good to go.
And I think that is an important thing to do, Dacier. You know, these training mats, I used to have 4,000 just like a week ago, and now I'm down to 1,600 because I built up Jean, I built up Hercules, all these rework characters. I mean, we got 8 rework characters over the holidays. I think that's where a lot of the training mats and gold went for me. Storm, Beast, I wasn't expecting to build those up. Built up Falcon. Have you built up all of your the new X-Men and all the new Avengers, the Cosmic Crucible characters? So Polaris, Cable, and then Vision, Scarlet Witch, and then I think it's Invisible Woman and War. Have you built up those characters or just your Uncanny Avengers?
I built up the full squad, so that's where my training mats went to. So they knew what they were doing with those reworks, and I knew like the level cap was coming because I was kind of guessing it would be right when they get back from break. It was going to be announced and everything. And it was, and I fell for their trap, so now I'm kind of...
Well, it shouldn't be a trap at this point, Dacier. They've been doing the same thing for the past few years, right? Bunch of rework characters over the holidays, level cap right after that. And they've done that like the past 3 or 4 years, as far as I could recall. I mean, Web Wars was like that. They had a bunch of X-Men reworks, I think, last year around the time of the Extreme X-Men. So, like, do you want to upgrade these characters or not? And I was like, maybe not. Maybe not all of them.
Yeah.
Now, we're buying this in the arena store every day. I'm getting all of these. I used to only buy it when it was 2,400 because I think, or 240 because I think initially it was 800 regardless, and then they, got the correct cost. But I started buying these. The other place that you could get training modules, I think some people are aware of it, but maybe not everybody in the community. In all of your villain campaigns, so your villain campaigns, well, not all of them, but in your villain 7-6. Villain 6-6 with not this one. No, it's 5-6. No, 6-6 with Viv Vision. I did have it right before. And then 4-6 with Dagger is where you could get some training mats. Also in the Nexus campaigns, the odd numbers. So the even numbers, you got some gold training orb fragments, but 5-9, 3-9, and 1-9, you get some training orbs there as well. You get the gold one on the opposite one. And what you pointed out to me before we started recording on some of these campaign nodes. So Jean Grey gives you gold, but Hercules, if you go into the free version of it, chapter 1, the last node here gives you some training mats. And also Miss Marvel Classic, you pointed out, has this there as well. So the last node on chapter 1 has these training mats. So I think you should be doing this on a daily basis, especially with the Hercules ones, because that is where the web event is based on. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. What else can anybody be doing to get some training mats?
I mean, besides spending money, I think that's really about it. We're kind of limited at the moment, where it's either going to be those event campaigns or it's going to be the campaign energy, which I've been hoarding the campaign energy. So I haven't been able to buy those or farm those orbs yet recently.
So yeah, not much else other than spending money right now. That's kind of the ways that we get training mats in the game. But what can Scopely do to help mitigate this? I mean, we got level 105 coming, and people were going to want to level up their characters. That's fun, right? People want fun in the game. So how can Scopely introduce more fun with these gold, more training mats? Usually it's been like this versus battle with you either have a lot of gold and no training mats, or you have a lot of training mats and no gold. Right now, I think the majority of the community, they've increased the gold, but they haven't really increased the training mats at that same rate that we've had at the end of these characters. So what do you think Scopely is going to do to help infuse more fun to Marvel Strike Force with this training mat shortage?
I'm really hoping they revamp the stores, because if they can add it in to where you can use your raid currency or elite raid currency to purchase some there, add some in the War store, add some in the Cosmic Crucible store, because we have a lot of currency from all of those being hoarded up to where we can just buy those kind of daily. Like you make it 1,000 raid credits or 5,000 something.
Yeah. Raid credits, blitz credits. They already have the arena credits. I don't know what to do with my war credits. They could put it there. And Crucible, man, I love Crucible for the gameplay, but the rewards are so trash. Look at all these normal Crucible credits. Over 2 million of these. Over 500,000 of his elite Crucible credits, and haven't spent any of these in a long time. So Scopely can do all that. Let me know if there's any other solutions that you have for this training match shortage. As we move on to level cap 105, it was announced a little while ago that level cap 105 is coming to Marvel Strike Force. And just based on history, we know that the beginning of the year usually brings the next level cap increase. It was officially announced, I think, last week that level cap 105 is coming. So since this announcement, has this changed anything what you're doing? Leveling up some characters, hoarding energy? Has this announcement changed anything for you?
It really hasn't. So everybody that's on my roster, I use, whether it's in Alliance War, Raids, Cosmic Crucible. So I've only been spending my training mats and gold to take up those new characters. Otherwise, I've been hoarding my gold. I'm currently at about 300 million gold. So I've basically been saving for quite some time. As far as who I plan to take up right away, I'm just going to take my arena team up to kind of take inventory of where my gold and where my training mats are, so I can kind of see if there's any extra characters I can take up on top of that.
Yeah, I think arena is the most valuable team because that is where you're getting your power cores from, and power cores is going to help you in every aspect of the game. So I think the first team that most players should take up is the arena team. After that, raids, I think you're doing that every single day. So raids is what you should build up, because that's characters that you're using on a daily basis. And then Crucibles 3 times a week, Wars 3 times a week. The rewards aren't that great, so I think you just start to build up characters at that point based on your enjoyment. What's going to add more fun in the game for you, whether it be Crucible or War, that's what you build up. So that's what I'm doing. Now let's talk about energy usage, because one of the big things to increase your commander level is by spending energy, spending campaign energy, ISO 8 energy, your event energy, a lot of stuff. And there's a leaderboard in the event that's going on right now that gives some experience that's gonna, I guess applied once the level cap goes through. So are you hoarding any of that stuff? Are you gonna use it for the events that are going on right now? Or are you just gonna wait until we get the announce or the date that a level cap is increasing?
I'm just saving it. I didn't want to change how I play the game based on that, because the Krakens are going to get the top 10, and then once you get past, I think into the 1% range, which is usually where I hit, the rewards weren't worth it. I think it's like 1,000 XP that we get in that, so it wasn't worth it to me. I'd rather just save it for the level cap.
Gotcha. Now, there looks like there are going to be some leaderboards for this, the race to 105 milestones. And as far as the data mines, it looks very similar to what we've had last year about this. Last year, what we did was have to build up bio characters, mutant characters, mystic characters, skill characters from 100, or it was 95 to 100. This year, it's going to be 101 to 105. And the big prize for that was the gold costume for Apocalypse. Now this one, it looks like the big prize is gonna be some Omega Red, Phoenix Force Omega Red stars. Is there anything that you're doing to prepare for this right now? Is there anything that you can do to prepare for this right now, other than hoarding gold, hoarding training mats, and then obviously hoarding some of your energy?
That's really about it. If it's gonna be based on like the Kyln Tower, as far as like progressing through that, because I think that mentioned the race to 105 as well right here.
Yeah, that's when it was first mentioned. Yeah,
right. So it's probably going to be floor based on top of the level based. So I think if you hit like the max floor 20, you might get something to go into this. It's kind of a wait and see aspect is what I'm doing.
All right, yeah, so I do want to talk about this requirements of the Kyln Tower, but let's come back to that. Let's talk about this new team, this Phoenix Force team, the big new character, Omega Red, the new version of Omega Red. Now, this team itself, it seems similar to Undying, and they mentioned the Undying team here because there's some similarities. Undying was a team that got one character per year, mainly for war. Hela was like the thing that brought that team together. This one seems like a Cosmic Crucible version. Phoenix seems to be bringing that team together, and then we're getting a new character every year or so. What are your thoughts on this team when you first heard it announced?
I think it's really cool. I just love the Phoenix Force. I'm a huge X-Men nerd, so that was kind of my passion when I was a kid, and everything was Marvel, and the X-Men's really the ones that took me into it, so I love it. Having it be Crucible, they're definitely speaking to me, because Undying is pretty cool for War, and I love the concept of it, but I'm more of a Crucible junkie than a War junkie. So having it to where it's like characters that normally wouldn't get the Phoenix Force and seeing how they do the story and what the look, the cosmetic and aesthetic is of it, I love it.
How do you feel about that epic character being released, a new one being released once a year? Because it's the epic character, it will be a dark promo character, but kind of a shortage of the shards for a while. How do you feel about that? I mean, at least Greg was usable at low stars. Juggernaut, not as much. Scarlet Witch, maybe not as much. What do you feel about the one character and limited shards for these limited characters?
If they do it right, so... which they haven't been recently, because like Juggernaut Zombie, where is he? He's out munching somebody's brains right now or something. I don't know, because
he should have been made farmable when Scarlet Witch was announced, right? Or when Scarlet Witch came to the game. It should have been made farmable. That was over a year.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're doing as far as like what the timetable is. I definitely want that information. I've been asking at least once a week in chat. I'm like, hey, when are we getting more information about this?
Yeah, and they've been very, very loudly quiet about that subject. There's questions that they're always answering. Every time that question gets answered, like, they don't even respond. They don't even say. A lot of times that the community manager Lori, she'll put like eyes, like I've seen it. She doesn't even put that on it. She just ignores it.
Yeah. So I think if they kept it to where it's something predictable, like you get the character 6 months later, there's another event, a year later, like from the initial release, he's farmable. So I don't know if they're like trying to expand on like maybe the incursion campaigns, because that's where Zombie Iron Man went to, so maybe they're going to expand on that to put more characters in. I don't know.
FOMO offers. That's probably what they're going for.
When you start seeing the cheap offers for Zombie Juggernaut, we know he's about to become farmable. That's what I'm looking out for.
All right, bring us those cheap offers, Scopely. All right, but let's move on to this character, Omega Red. How do you like this character model? Look at this.
He looks amazing. He looks so cool. I love it.
All right, and we got his kit announcement last week. Or I guess it came officially on Monday. We did our videos on Saturday. What stands out to you about his kit? For me, it's his special and some of his passive. What is same thing for you or difference?
Same thing. Even without the awakened abilities on the basic, where he does like the health decay, and the passive, he's going to be good in a lot of game modes, because I did kind of a breakdown when I was looking at his kit. It's like, let's take out the Cosmic Crucible portion of it. So like right there, the reducing the, if you scroll up a little bit, where it says in Crucible, reduce the duration of all positive effects on the enemy when Phoenix dies, that's only in Crucible. But the transfer negative effects and doing the damage when Phoenix dies, that's going to be everywhere.
That's strong.
The on-spawn, in Crucible, the taunt, where it fills up the speed bar, that's only in Crucible, which he has 120 speed. So he's okay as far as speed goes. but the special to how he does the decay,
the Thanos.
Yeah, that's everywhere. Actually, no,
That
that
is
one's
strong.
Crucible, but he does have, so that the decay's Crucible, but the trauma ability block on the special, the ultimate for the flip, that's going to be everywhere. So he doesn't do the health steal, but he does the flip and the damage. So he's going to be hitting into defense down with it, with new stats. He's going to be good.
Everything that you mentioned, yes. I do like this down below. If this character has a Phoenix or Dark Phoenix ally, this character and allies cannot gain trauma, enemies cannot gain safeguard. That is in Crucible, but that is a very, very strong move. Also, if this character has any mythic enemies, enemies cannot have their max health increased through passive abilities. That's going to affect a lot.
Yeah, that's basically going to stop like any APOC from going into this team if you have it on defense, or punching into, say, like a base Illuminati. I don't know if they can take it out, because there's Odinati, Black Bolts there, given the health boost. That's going to stop that.
So yeah, this is going to be a problem for a lot of Crucible defenses. Now, one of the big things is most players are going to either unlock this character at 2, 3, or 4 yellow stars and nothing after that. How viable do you think this character is going to be at those low star levels until he becomes farmable?
So he is going to have the new stats. That's going to be something to definitely keep an eye on. Even at the 2 stars, I think he's at about 6 million health, which is no joke. So he's still going to be really good. Yeah, so 6 million health, 310,000 damage.
That's at 2 stars. That's at 2 stars right now. So
yeah, exactly. And is he piercing damage? That part I forgot. That's regular damage.
And yes, maybe it was Hercules that had piercing damage. I do remember piercing on a recent kit. So
it's not piercing, but it's still a pretty high damage number. I think he's going to be up there as far as like one of the top damage dealers, which they're going to have to do if he's not piercing for sure.
Oh my goodness. And imagine when he gets to 7 stars, how much damage that character is going to do if he's doing that at 3 stars or 2 stars. Jeez.
Yeah, and imagine when he gets the auction board for diamonds going into that.
That's going to be Kyln Tower. That's going to be shortly after Kyln Tower.
Yep.
All right, and let's move on to Phoenix, the reworks for Phoenix. Dark Phoenix, one of the big problems with her was that she wasn't getting a lot of the stats. What I think the devs did, and not the ISO 8, what the devs did is just kind of bake that into the Dark Phoenix stats. How much of a problem do you think this character is going to be outside of Crucible? Obviously in Crucible, she's going to have that hell effect, be one of the top Crucible characters. Will she have any value outside of Crucible? Will her value extend to War, extend to, probably not Arena, but will it extend to War, maybe Battle World once that comes back?
So it's new stats, right? So
yes,
that automatically means that this duo is going to push out a few teams, and you're going to have 3 characters that can kind of plug and play, give you a lot of theory crafting of what you can use with this team. As far as ISO goes, I definitely going to look at Striker on Omega Red Phoenix Force. I'm going to do Skirmisher on Phoenix. Okay. That way when Phoenix is alive, I'm going to keep getting triple taps going in.
Nice.
And then when she dies, right off the bat, use the special 20% health gone from everybody. I think they're going to be pretty good in War and Battle World.
Now, this is going to be a 2-person team until we get more characters, and I think they're going to keep adding characters every year or so if what they did with Undying is any indication. Who are you going to be pairing these two with in the meantime? Like, who's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th for this team?
What I'm looking at doing personally is looking at other X-Men characters, particularly Nightcrawler for sure, and then maybe 2 of the Immortal X-Men. Okay. Because I already built them up for Cosmic Crucible, so that's going to get me some additional play. So I knew they Storm, she's going to be a pretty good damage dealer, do the stun right off the bat, turn 2, kill everybody off. And then from there, I'm looking at Jean, especially when I get more stars on her. She's going to be pretty good as far as getting defense up to the team. She has an ability block. When she gets higher stars, I think she's going to hit pretty good.
Gotcha. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can do it. I do like that X-Men synergy. Maybe if you don't have a big Polaris and Cable, just combining the rest of the combining these 2 teams into a big super team with Beast and Jean and Storm with the rest of the Phoenix Force.
Yeah, and considering Omega Red Phoenix Force is a villain, we maybe throw Cabal with them, use them as a tag team there, and we're going to have some new stats for Phoenix, extra stats from the Cabal to help boost up Omega Red Phoenix Force. That's something else we can kind of look at doing with them.
Now, a couple questions about how Phoenix will work in Cosmic Crucible, because Cosmic Crucible is based on efficiency. You don't want characters to die. Phoenix, you kind of do want her to die, but will that hurt your Cosmic Crucible score if that happens? Or will the devs figure out some way to say, like, oh, Dark Phoenix is there, that doesn't count as a death? Will they figure out something like that? Or will you just, like, you're using this team, you'll smash whatever, but you won't be as efficient?
Maybe that's going to be a global rule for next season because they like to promote the next team in there. So maybe that could be like a global rule where if Phoenix dies, you don't lose efficiency. Otherwise, I don't know if she is going to die because of how many stats she ended up getting. She has a lot of health. Okay. They baked her up pretty good as far as that goes. So if she does die, that might just be in particular matches. Like if you try to take her into maybe a Mephisto or an Odin team, if they can take that team out, losing 5 points for her dying, I don't think it's going to really matter if you can get the one shot.
Now let's talk about another scenario. You go into the Odin team with Mephisto, you bring the Phoenix Force, but they have a Kestrel there. Phoenix dies. She can't summon a new Phoenix because it's not a reviving Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix, it's just a summon of a Dark Phoenix. Do we get no Dark Phoenix if Kestrel's on defense?
No, there wouldn't be. That would definitely shut her down, but considering the stats on her, I could see people throwing Kestrel on there. Then you're gonna have to burn that and then go in with Phoenix. So that's still somewhat of a win for you if you end up playing it that way.
Just gotta make sure Kestrel dies first is the way to play that match.
Yeah, because if there is the Odinati with the Kestrel, you're going to be able to snipe the Captain Britain in that aspect, hopefully with the Infinity Watch counter. Or there might be another counter by then as well. And then you have to go in with this team. So for how fast the Illuminati is, that is definitely a possibility where the Pinks could take the Phoenix out. So that definitely could be something, I think.
I guess you would have to bring some protection on that team. That's where the third, fourth, and fifth actually matter. And to unlock Omega Red Phoenix Force and to get this Phoenix team online, it looks like January 27th is when the new Kyln Tower is coming. And because there's some points towards a race for the 5 milestones, I think that level 105, the level cap, is definitely coming before the 27th of January. So within the next 10 days, we're going to get this next level cap. But moving back to these Kyln Tower, I like this better than the other tower that we had with the 5-person teams. I like this 3-person teams where you could do it as many times as you want instead of having to wait for your teams to reset. Do you like the one that we just had during this holiday break better, or this Kyln 3-person tower better?
The 3-person team, it feels like there's more theory crafted on that because you have 3 characters on your entire roster for whatever the tag is, and then it's kind of find the best comp. And you might need, say, like for the A-Force one, maybe you want the speed up for Nico, or, well, she wouldn't get the speed up, but maybe the flips if you're trying to do like a burn attack. So I think it's really cool. I really enjoy the 3-person ones usually more than the 5.
I enjoyed, but for a different reason, just because I could keep doing it on the same day instead of I'm done for the day and I'm done playing. I could keep going and going and going if I want to do a little more. So I enjoyed for that aspect. Now, one of the big things here, it says Hercules and Jean Grey will be extremely powerful. However, the tags that are listed here, A-Force, not necessarily absolute A-Force, X-Men, not necessarily immortal X-Men, and Avengers, not necessarily mighty Avengers or uncanny Avengers. So assuming we could use whatever characters, but with this line here, Hercules, Jean Grey, extremely powerful. Do you think they'll be tuned for this, or they'll get some bonuses for using these characters to make it kind of like we have to buy these characters in order to get Omega Red at higher star levels?
I think it's going to be tuned to it, especially with the line above where it says the example, if this character has 3 or more immortal X-Men allies, or it's going to be 3 or more mighty Avenger allies or uncanny Avengers. They're basically making it to where their full kit is going to be available with their exact team. So it's definitely going to be tuned for them. But I think we should be able to get through the floor, is it 15? If you scroll down, the floor is 16.
16.
I think that's
95.
going to be. I think that's going to be doable without them. So I think everybody should be able to get the 3 yellow if they're end game. If they're mid game, they can at least get the 2 yellow, which I really like.
And I think that's a fair compromise, much better than what they did for Captain Britain. The epic character did cause a bunch of anger in the community. So newer players, free to play players get that 2 yellow star unlock if you're at least level 70. If you are an end game player but free to play, don't want to spend any money, you get that 3-star unlock, so you can still enjoy Omega Red. And as you saw, even that 2 yellow stars with the 2 reds, still very, very strong. And then if you're an end game player spending, you get to enjoy an even stronger Omega Red, but everyone looks like, at least if you're level 70, will at least get Omega Red. That seems like a better solution that they did for Captain Britain. So are they learning?
I hope so. They definitely need to learn because it's definitely in an odd spot. So if they're able to learn and make it fun for the community, because they were on the right track with the Halloween event with the vampires and zombies type of thing.
That I forgot about. That was fun. Yeah, that was Scarlet Witches. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, so I think they're leaning in the right direction because they're starting to learn new mechanics that they could implement. So I think that's a good thing.
Actually, I think back. I enjoyed that event, but there was a lot of people that were upset about that event because of the difficulty. But I think you are still able to unlock Scarlet Witch.
I think you were too.
Okay, if I'm wrong on that, let me know in the comments, but I do think that you were still able to unlock Scarlet Witch.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
For the requirements, being the purple 3 ISO, that's going to be very important because we need the purple 3 for the Uncanny Avengers for the Spotlight.
Yes.
We also need it for Odin. If you didn't have Odin, would you delay Odin to get Omega Red Phoenix Force?
For me, the answer would be yes, because Odin, Omega Red's a limited time character. Odin, you can get whenever. So if you're short on that, you could go whenever, and there'll be events and stuff like that, and eventually you could get Odin. Whereas this, it starts on the 27th of January. It's going to run for a set number of time, and then what they clearly say here, similar to zombies, Omega Red Phoenix Force will be only available for a limited time before its shards are gone. So. Yeah, if I didn't have Odin and I was like either this or the Uncanny or get these guys ready for Omega Red, it would be all about Omega Red because of the limited time, and then I'll worry about the rest of the stuff later.
Yeah, that's what I would do too. I would definitely delay it because I can always go back to Odin and I can at least make progress daily on those global nodes with the characters I got right here. So
makes sense.
I would definitely delay it.
I think that's what I would do. And if you don't have Odin, that's what I would recommend for the community as well. If you don't have Odin, do this is the limited time thing, and then go back and get Odin. I think Odin is going to give you a lot more value, but just because of the limited time of this, that's what you do.
Yeah, for sure.
And this week, since Hercules came into the game, we have the Spotlight 2 Strike and the Spotlight 2. Now, our alliance launched Spotlight 2, not Spotlight 2 Strike. And I think that's because of the way that things were named previously. I believe that previously it was Spotlight 2 was the hard one. Spotlight Strike, our first strike, was the easier one, but it's flipped this one. Why can't they just name it Spotlight Hard or Spotlight Easy? Why do I have to go through this all naming and name it similar to how things were in the past, but opposite? What is the design strategy here, Dacier?
I had no clue. I think everybody did that because our alliance did that too. Our leader ended up launching the regular one, and we at least had enough keys to where it could launch the strike. So we had to tell people, hey, prioritize the strike. And they're like, I already burned my energy. It's like, dang. So
all right, Copley, you got to do better on this, man. If you're doing things a certain way for years and years and years, why switch it in the middle of this new thing? It doesn't make sense to me, unless you're wanting people to do the wrong raid and things like that.
Or at least keep it like how the Orcus raid is. Keep it where it's Omega. Then everybody would know. Do the Omega one. Do something. Don't use like reused words, because shame on us for thinking the first strike and remembering first strike was the easy one.
I mean, first strike and strike, that has some thematic value, right? Why not just go easy and hard? Just forget the thematic, just make it easy for people to see. This is the easy one, this is the hard one. I don't need these fancy names. I just want simple. This is a simple mobile game. This is not something I want to like devote the whole day to.
Need a Dakota ring.
All right, but let's actually talk about it. The names are weird, but what do you think about these nodes and everything like that? Difficult, not difficult enough, or because we launched the wrong one. We did the normal difficulty and we're doing normal difficulty again. So we haven't even been to like a harder difficulty. So we're just kind of autoing at this point. So what are your thoughts on this strike rate? Or if you played it on a test server, what was your thoughts on the strike rate?
I didn't do the
actually, I say that the test server, only the normal difficulty was there. So we couldn't even, it was all auto on the test server also.
Yeah, so we didn't even test it out. Yesterday, I was able to still sim all of the nodes. So today we'll find out how the hardest difficulty 3 or difficulty 2 is. I think they're still going to be able to sim it just because of the way Beast mechanic is. How as soon as he takes a turn, he gives the 10 ability energy to everybody. So I think we're still going to be able to sim it. And that's kind of where we're at in the game. It's like, hey, if you can sim it, you're good to go.
Okay, so you're talking about simming it. You probably have a very, very big Uncanny Avengers. How big are your Hercules, Jean Grey? How big do they need to be to sim? I mean, how big were they for the prologue with the 4 characters? How big did Jean Grey and the rest of the team need to be to sim that?
Yeah, I have Jean at 4 stars. I have Hercules at the 3 stars.
Okay.
I got the 3-star on Storm. I have 2 stars on Falcon.
You're talking diamond. You're talking diamonds, right? Not stars.
Diamond, yes.
Diamond. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're pretty big. Okay. Hopefully it's easier for people to sim. You know, not have that crazy big team stuff. But let's go back to. Oh.
It's going to be more the Alpha Flight team. Like if you can sim through that, I think we need level 105 on them to be able to sim through that.
Oh, Alpha Flight's giving you trouble.
That's the one that's kind of people are wiping on the sims, I think. Because I know on the previous Spotlight, there could be some issues.
Now, we did get a new character in the game. Hercules came to the game. What is the value? Oh, that's not Hercules. Hold on. Let me get the correct character up on the screen here. Wait, there he is. There he is. He's spinning his hammer. That is the right Hercules. Now, should people be wanting to get this character, core this character, potentially buy this character, or is he a skippable character? I mean, how much difference does he make for your alliance's total score in the raids?
So we can't really skip on him because of that Kyln Tower. So we definitely want to at least unlock him so we can try to get the bigger Omega Red Phoenix Force. I think that's going to be important there.
What about for the raid scores and the raid season rewards, things like that? How important is he for the final ranking of that for an alliance?
As long as there's 6 people per team, so that's 24. No, that's 6 times 3, 18. As long as 18 people have, Hercules is going to be able to clear the raid, so that's good there. So depending on where you're at in your alliance, you might be able to hold back a little bit. Overall, I think he's going to be important though. Okay.
And is that raids, Crucible, because Jean Grey and the X-Men are more the Crucible, or is it just raids and war?
In war, they're kind of lacking, I think. They're going to be towards the bottom 10. I think probably closer to maybe 6 to 10 range for how good they're going to be, especially with the Liberty team that's coming out. That's going to overpower this one. However, I do see some plug and play use with him. I want to give a shout out to Zoe Boy Fresh in the passive on here. There's a very important thing. So go down to where it says whenever this character takes an action, perform the following: clear all charged, copy and clear all positive effects, and clear revive once. So he did.
That's a counter to a few different characters there. I immediately think of Black Knight, but there's a bunch of other ones as well.
Yes. The other one's Odinati. He went into an Odin Illuminati dorm team. He used an ability to take all the charges off of the Odin, and then he was able to kill the dorm, then go in with the SAC team, and you're able to pull the ultimate from Odin by doing that method. That way the follow-up is going to be a lot smoother.
Well, okay, so how big was that Hercules? Because I'm assuming most people that have Odin, they're big, they're like massive Odins with at least 5 red stars on that Odin. How big does that Hercules need to be? Can it be like my Hercules, just a 3 red star, or does it need to be close to max?
I think a 3-star is doable. His was a 5-star, so his was a little bit bigger.
Okay.
You just need him to survive long enough. He's fairly fast at 126 speed. So as long as you can survive that opening barrage.
And take a turn. Do you need to have skirmisher on him to have enough focus to remove all that stuff, or does focus not matter for that?
I'm probably thinking you might want to throw skirmisher on him at the lower stars to be able to do that. But he's 126 speed. He's 3-star new stats. He's can we check his health? I want to say it's probably about 6 or 7 million health.
At 3 stars, it's about 1.8 million health.
Okay, yours is G16.
3.
So his is.
Oh yeah, he's only level 85 as well, so he's not even maxed out for the 3 stars also.
Yeah, so I think he'll probably be about 4 million health, maybe a little bit higher. But he's going to be pretty good plug and play to be able to counter Black Knights if they're on defense, strip charges from Odin, pull the ultimate, make it to where that follow-up is a lot easier to deal with. So he's going to be interesting, I think.
All right, so already having value in Crucible, already having value in War, and definitely having value in the raids. Maybe not the whole Mighty Avengers, but Hercules looks like he is a plug and play in at least 3 game modes. So good. All right, moving on to the event that we have going on right now, Phoenix Force Fitness. This is about using Hercules potentially if you did get this character or got lucky with one of these orbs. What are you pushing on this event? Because one of the things in this event is experience that's going to count towards a level 105 when that is going. But for that, one of the scoring methods for this is this Phoenix Fitness orb where he has to spend ISO 8 energy. So is it worth that trade-off, spending that ISO 8 energy for these ranking rewards right now? Or are you someone that's hoarding your ISO 8 energy, hoarding that stuff, and then gonna wait till 105 comes around?
I'm honestly hoarding it. If we go to the rankings, because the Krakens, they're going to be getting that top 10, possibly even more to the top 100 because they're going to be fighting each other.
That's a lot. Top 10 is a lot.
Yeah, but it drops off like so crazy. Like I probably would end up being in the 2,000 to 7,500 range. So I'd get 4,000 XP. At
4,000 points, that's about 4,000 campaign energy. So that's about 4 days worth of just spending campaign energy, but you're also getting 1 experience per ISO 8 energy. Your incursion energy that your refresh is a little slower, you're getting 2 per. And previously for the milestones events, we've gotten half an experience per energy spent. So your best ratio is going to be campaign and ISO 8 energy. If you're looking realistically for most spending, you're getting about 2,000 a day if you add all that up. So that's about 2 days worth that you're getting if you are ranking a little higher. So for some people, that'll be worth it. For some people, it won't be worth it at all. But that's about 2 or so days worth of just normal energy spending to get that commander level.
Yeah, or I can do what I'm doing, which is basically hoarding all my energy for about 2 weeks and kind of use it that way. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
And just say, screw all these events.
Pretty much, because I'll hit the bottom rank of this, which I think it's still going to be like 1,000 XP for doing what I do to hoard it, so.
Okay. Now, one of the things that you can get from spending that ISO 8 energy is this Phoenix Force. You're skipping them, but should other people be skipping them? I'm looking at this orb when we find it here. Here it is. Doesn't seem very valuable. A lot of the recent orbs, this Crimson Gear is good. This other side on the other pillar, more Crimson Gear, that's good because that's those unique pieces. The center pillar, pretty disappointing. This orb, the last few orbs, all farmable characters. So not the worst thing if you're skipping this, but should players be skipping this if they're just looking for level 105 to get that as fast as possible?
If it's going to hurt your progress, like if you're brand new at the end game and you're still trying to build up your roster, I would say keep spending your energy, don't hoard it. Because otherwise when you hit that 101, 102 and everything, your resource is going to drain so fast. So I think it's only like the absolute end game players, like where we're at ourselves, I think it's more value to hold it. If you're mid game, new end game type of thing, or mid game, definitely you spend your resources still, because you can farm up those gold orbs, training orbs, and actually get value for actually spending your resources.
Gotcha. And again, the way you're doing this, you're not missing out on any of these events. So that's not hurting you. I guess so if it will hurt you, you probably should still be spending these events, at least to get the meta item on all these events that are going on. And if you can do that, then, and without spending energy, then that's not the worst thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, one thing I'm a little disappointed on is this web milestone that leads into that Phoenix Force Fitness. This is based on spending that energy for these events that are the limited time events. These Jean Grey, Hercules, and Uncanny Avenger events. We talked about, you can get some gold orbs, you could get some training mats, which is all good. But the rest of this, I don't like refreshing this, because this doesn't seem very valuable to me. This spending, refreshing this energy for this web milestone. We got this, we had it last week. We have it this week. We have it for 2 more weeks. Do you like spending more energy, or do you like spending like the snow globes and the candy in the stores?
I love the stores. That's something else that they could end up doing, is bring back the store and throw training mats in there. People would easily start refreshing those nodes to get more currency to spend in the store for those training mats.
I need more training mats, but yeah, I hope they bring stores back in February, because I do like being able to look at my rewards and choose the rewards I want. And, you know, if you need more green gear, you could get more green gear, or maybe not green gear, but orange gear or teal gear, you could get some of that stuff. And if you're end game and need the crimson gear, you could get that stuff, or character shards, all that stuff. I hope they bring these stores back in February, because yeah, that was a fun thing. Next thing.
Wasn't it the Halloween store, the candy store, that was like the best store because there was so much we can spend our resources on?
Yeah, and yeah, so what a lot of it, yeah. The candy store was,
I think
the candy store was a good one. The Snow Globe store was a little limiting, because I wanted that red stars for Shadow King, and I'm just always buying that. Very close to it, and then I could start to get some crimson gear, but yeah, I think the candy store was a little better with that.
Yeah, I think Turkey was kind of a little worse, but the candy store was like the primo one.
So I totally forgot about the turkey store. I remember the snow globe. I remember the candy. Yeah, there was 3 months, not 2 months. So I hope they bring these back. We've had a precedent, 3 months, and this is getting a little disappointed for January. Hopefully they didn't do it because they were on a break and they didn't have any much dev hours to do this. But hopefully February they're back and we get the store coming back.
Yeah, I hope so too.
All right, brand new team coming. This is probably coming sometime after the Phoenix Force team coming. We have the Liberty team, the Project Liberty. Reworks for War Machine, reworks for Captain Sam, and we got 3 new characters. We got a new Falcon, Joaquin Torres, and he's been in the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series. Is going to be in the Captain America Brave New World movie that's coming up. Peggy Carter, we all know who Peggy Carter is, but Peggy Carter, not Captain Carter version. So not the what if version, the real version of Peggy Carter. And last but not least, Elijah Bradley, aka Patriot, grandson of Isaiah Bradley, one of the original Captain America Super Soldier characters. So Elijah Bradley, Joaquin Torres, the Falcon, and Margaret, aka Peggy Carter. What are your thoughts on this Liberty team? They're a war team, right?
Yep, they're a war team. I like it as far as the characters. My only disappointment in it is we got Patriot without getting Iron Lad. I was really hoping for like a new Young Avengers team where you had Patriot, Iron Lad, Hulkling, Speed, and Wiccan. I think that would have been really cool if they went that route.
They still can.
They can.
I think thematically for the movie and the marketing and things like that, I think they wanted to get this out in relation to the movie. But down the road, I mean, MCU, they're still talking about Young Avengers, things like that. So I think if the MCU does that, we're definitely getting in Marvel Strike Force.
Yeah, especially since they always have to do like the 2 reworked, 3 new characters. So
they don't have to. That's what they choose to do. This to make the most money. They can do whatever. But yeah, I think this doesn't kill a Young Avengers team. I think it gets one of the characters in the game where they have some of the other characters in the game. I think they can do this, but I think they want some reason to market it because usually it's around movies and TV series and like that.
Yeah, it's just a more selfish reason for me because Iron Lad is such a cool character.
Oh, those are very valid reasons still, though. Those are still very valid reasons.
I know some people were upset about like another Peggy and another Falcon. It's like, well, the Falcon's a totally new character, so that one ignore. This Peggy's different though. I'm hoping this is
the real one.
Carter.
This is the real one. The one we have in the game is the what if version. This is the real Peggy Carter we're getting in the game.
Yeah, for sure. And so it's a definitely totally different take on her. It's the Peggy I actually prefer, like the Agent Carter, like from the TV show that she did. I'm hoping that's the aspect they go and not like the World War II boot camp version of her. Give her like the red hat and I'll be happy.
All right, I'm fine with either version. And I don't mind these duplicates. I did at one time, but Omega Red duplicate, and we got Green Goblin Classic, and then another Norman Osborn, and Iron Patriot right back to back. So
yeah,
they do this a lot. I'm fine with it though. I'm not as upset as some people are. All right, an important PSA, Dacier. You know these daily objectives where you gotta claim or spend stuff in the store? Well, this morning on stream, this is what happened. So we've done one. Let's see if we could buy one green. I don't know what I bought. All right, let's go buy one green gear. See if it does that. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, just one. You don't need to purchase one. So you could save an extra 3,000 gold a day. So 6,000 if you add that up, and you know, that's over a year. That could be like 1 million gold. You might be able to upgrade one level of character if you just do just purchasing one green gear instead of 3 every day.
So does that mean we're gonna get comp? Because I've been doing that for 4 years, so I want 4 million gold.
Ooh, yes, give me 4 million gold. I could bring up one level of a character. I'd love that. Come on, you've done retroactive comp in the past, Scopely. You can do this time.
That's awesome. I'm gonna definitely start doing that.
Save 6,000 gold every day, Valley Club. And another event issue is resolved. I got some lucky coins. I don't think I spent any event energy during the time that it was bugged. Did you spend any energy and did you get any lucky coins?
I don't remember. I just hit the red dots and I get what I get. So I don't know if I got the comp for that or not.
Or maybe I spent and I don't remember, but I don't think I spent anything. Got some compensation. Did you think they would give these lucky coins out at this time frame, or is this slower than you expected, faster than you expected, or right where you expected?
It's a little faster than I expected. Usually in these type of comps, they wait until like the final day or two and then pay it out. So doing it while the event's still like towards the beginning middle portion of it. That's
not necessarily towards. Well, the event's over, but I thought it would take a little while, and I thought they would screw up. And we wouldn't be able to spend it in the store because all these lucky coin, where is this stuff? Where is it? There it is, all these fitness orbs. I thought they would be gone. The fitness orbs are actually still in while the comp arrived, so that is good. They're getting better, Dacier.
Oh, so the event's over. Okay, I thought the event was still going on.
Yeah. So this is kind of like a 2 turtle doves. The event's over, but it's still going to be comped in this event. So if we go, you can still use this for these lucky coins. But if we go into the events right now, all the way at the end, all this section right here, stretched goals, it's over. Okay. But if getting those points would have got you to like the next milestone, you're still able to claim it. I think that's what they did with the 2 turtle doves.
That's right.
I think when they sent out that compensation for 2 turtle doves, it did nothing. So people were like, what the heck? And then they sent that out again and actually worked properly. So I guess they can retroactively give compensation for events and we could claim this stuff now. So yeah, they're not as limited in what they can do as far as events. And some data mines of what you need to do to prep for next week. This is about the next week's main milestone event, Mental Mastery Milestone. So for this, you need to spend campaign energy, battle in Cosmic Crucible with your Immortal X-Men. And that's kind of a theme. You have to use the latest characters in their game mode. So I'm assuming we're going to get an event where you need to use the Mighty Avengers in War coming up. But this one is going to be based on Cosmic Crucible, Immortal X-Men special offers. And we're getting Jean Grey's release event. Looks like next week. What are your thoughts on this, the scoring methods and some of the rewards?
The rewards look good. I see the T3 ISO 8 materials, training modules.
Yes.
I'm more excited about those two than Crimson Gear, sadly enough. Gene Gray Shard's always good there. Having to spend campaign energy. I'm hoping the level cap.
I just noticed this. You said the training modules. I highlighted it before. Are the devs listening to us? Is this the solution for our training match shortage? Are they gonna stack next week's event?
Maybe that's what they're doing for sure.
Probably not, but I can be optimistic though.
Yeah, right? Tinfoil hat.
Yeah, let's put it on. The devs are listening. Maybe.
But yeah, it says spend campaign energy. I need to see how long this event's going to be. Having to spend campaign energy right before level cap, level cap's probably going to be after this event, would be my guess.
I think it might be in this event. I think it might be during this event because they said the 27th for that Kyln Tower. They're going to be a milestone around then, so it's going to be either during this event or right after this event ends, and then starting out right on the 27th for that Kyln Tower for the new level cap.
That's my thinking as well. So hopefully it overlaps. That would be very generous of them.
I hope it overlaps. But you're probably right. It's probably going to be on the 27th. Probably getting a little too aggressive with my optimism there. So it's probably going to be right on the 27th. And after everybody spends all the energy for that, then we're going to get the level cap.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think they're going to get I was just going to ask, you think they're going to award some experience? There's no leaderboard though, so no experience for this.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that. Maybe it's hidden in the leaderboard.
Nah, there's no leaderboard. There's no leaderboard. They're giving out Gene Gray shards. Usually they either give bad rewards and a leaderboard, or they give good rewards. I think there's going to be good rewards here because Gene Gray is in there. So yeah, no leaderboard, no experience or anything.
Which means that those training modules might be towards the bottom of the milestone events.
Oh, you like thousands and thousands of training modules, but you got to spend thousands of dollars to get it.
Yeah.
And that is it for the news. A lot that's happened since the last time we did one of these news videos, and you ended up being the last person for 2024 and the first person of 2025 on the news. Any other final thoughts on what's going on in Marvel Strike Force, Brother Dacier?
It's in a weird spot, but they always are in that weird spot. Then it gets better once the new year happens, the level cap. So it's going to start being on the upswing based on the previous trends. So stay optimistic.
Yeah. I remember last year it being pretty good around January, but normally every other January except for last year is like, this game is not in a good state. Hopefully they fix it, and usually by February, March the game is a little better. So hopefully we get devs coming back to work and start to fixing things like that. Hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, leave it a like and make sure you go check out Dacier's channel. Give him a subscribe, check out a lot of his videos. And if you want to see every team in Marvel Strike Force ranked from best to worst, check out the video up there. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. And Dacier, are you ready for a fist bump?
I am. Let's do it.
All right, Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, Brother Dacier out. Have a great rest of your day, guys.